This is on how to use Desmos to check your answer for inequalities. Something that you have to understand right up front is how an inequality is graphed. Okay, so you have a number line, right? And on the number line, well, let's just look at this first one. So here's the problem, and you can see I've just typed the problem in exactly. I've done these ahead of time just to save some time with typing, but I've made them invisible right now. So only this inequality is being shown on the graph. Okay, so let's see where it's crossing. It is crossing at -3, 0. And you can see that it's shaded on the right side. So the way you read an inequality, that would look like this. We'd have an inequality that started at -3. Now a solid line means, so solid line, that means a filled in circle, and it means so a solid line means a filled in circle, and it also has to have the line underneath, right? And then a dashed line is indicative of an open circle. Okay, so you can see that this has a solid line. You know that the inequality symbol has a line under it. And so I would, if I was graphing this here, I would put a solid circle, and then I would shade to this side. So look at the way this is shown on the graph. You're going to need to understand how this relates to this in order to get your answer from Desmos. So -3 is the number. So we say x and -3. And then which way is it shaded? Well, it's shaded to be greater than. Okay, so it's greater than. It's equal to, because I see that this is a solid line. So that's how I read it. I find the number that it's crossing at. Now, you could put a point anywhere on this line, and you see that it's always going to be the x value of -3. And that's all that you care about. You don't care about the y value looking at this graph. So x is -3, and then it's shaded to the right-hand side. So it's numbers that are greater than -3 that are okay. So that's how you find the answer for that. Okay, now let's try another one. Let's get rid of that one and take a look at this. How would we read the answer to this question? Well, we notice that it's a dashed line. So that's something that's important. That means it's an open circle, right? And then I go straight to the x-axis, but you could access the line anywhere, and you see that it's at +8. So that tells me that my answer is x over here, +8 there, and look, it's shaded to be less than. So I say that x is less than or equal to 8. No line underneath, and look, that matches, right? So this sign, notice those signs flipped. That's because if you actually did this problem, you would end up flipping your sign. But okay, so going on to the next one, 3. So this problem right here, you can see I typed it in right there. And here is my line. So I've got a solid line here, and it's shaded less than. So I got to translate. What does that mean? Well, I have x, and then I have the number that it's on. So it lands at -2. Notice I'm paying attention to the x value, not the y value. So the x value of where it's crossing is -2. And then it's shaded less than on the less than side. So x is less than -2. Now it's a solid line. And so as expected, I'm going to have a line underneath. Okay. And then last one here. So you can see that I typed this in exactly as it was given to me. I use the variable of x. I come over here and look for where is it crossing on the x-axis. Oh, it's crossing at -3. Doesn't matter what the y value is. I care about the x value. So -3. And it is greater than, and it's a dashed line. So x is greater than, no line underneath, because it's dashed. That means open circle, right? That means no line underneath. And that is how you utilize Desmos in order to help you check your answer, right? Because you're going to actually solve this.